So here we have the 7-inch LED headlight together with the 7-inch assembly casing for the LED headlight. And to start off with, obviously you pack both the casing and the LED headlight, and then what you need to do is line up the top of the LED headlight, which basically has the markings on the lens DOT SAE E9 at the top of so basically it is facing up, and you put it down face down, and then you line the bracket which goes to the back like that, where the two holes here correspond with the inner ring there. So you've got the two corresponding holes where they're going to meet up, and then you line up the bracket on top. So you line up the bracket on top like this, and then you use the corresponding screws here and here to screw the bracket onto the inner bezel there. So now, once you've screwed the inner bezel onto the bracket, that's basically what it looks like. And then I would recommend keeping the headlight cover on whilst you're doing it, because the headlight lens is actually made of PVC, which can scratch if you've got it on a hard surface. So use that part of the packaging to cushion it with the lens cover intact. Then you take the outer bezel and then marry up the 2 points there, and this hole which basically goes in to the inner bezel, where you will be screwing this with a spring, which I will show you shortly. So now that you've put the screw through the outer bezel in through onto where the clamp holds the headlight, you put the nut on with a spring in between. Just tighten that up slightly for now. And the next stage is to put the screws with the nut through there and there. Now once you've tightened up the nut and the bolt on either side of the headlight, as you can see, it's now holding the headlight inside the bezel. And then what you also need to do is just slightly tighten this screw, which basically is the up and down motion for the headlight, and so that the inner bezel lines up flush with the outer bezel. So the next stage is you get the casing ball and you line up the two screws.
Hello.
And then you basically are in a position to make sure that it's all flush, and you'll be able to now use these screws to finish the casing. So now that you've basically positioned where you're going to screw onto the back, where the bezel has got the place for you to screw it back onto, you just tighten up. And that's it. It's done. So now all you need to do is, if you purchase one of our fork brackets, or you can use any other brackets, then you line this up, and this part obviously goes at the bottom because that part is at the top, as you can see where the markings on the lens are, and you fit this onto the fork brackets which are attached to the forks on your bike. Thanks for watching this product video by Original Cafe Racer Company.